essentially, for both players at this point. Okay, Fabii needs to do something in the meantime. He's slowed down massively.
Yep. And the time difference between them has really narrowed. And there we see trader pawns. And for Fabii, though, he has to continuously generate a way forward. That's not easy.
He doubles up on the c file, once again renewing the threat that we've been talking about at the center of the board. And Magnus slides his queen across, lining it against the rook and the king. Watch out. Some knight jumps in the air. Knight takes pawn a threat.
Ooh.
Can you pick it? Can you go knight a4?
Yes, you can.
Rook is hanging on e3 and Magnus does it. Did Fabii miss this?
He might have missed this, Fabiano. He's going to move his rook. He will save his rook. It's not the end of the world. He will still have some compensation, but now down 2 whole pawns in a must-win situation. You've got to feel that Magnus has got to be able to give 1 up later, or 2 up, 2 back, just to kind of equalize, just to solidify, simplify the equation here.
Yeah, but simplifications are good news for Magnus because he just needs a draw. So once the rook moves, it's going to be back to the c5 square with the knight and back to Fabii as to how he's going to break open the position.
And both under 3 minutes. Somehow, Fabii has to find a way to get Magnus low on the clock. That's his only chance. You know, get him to think a little bit, keep all the pieces on the board, but it's Fabii who keeps thinking. He does move the rook. Magnus comes back to that spot. e5, it has to happen.
Yeah.
Been saying it for far too long.
He's been holding back for the last 10, 15 moves with this one, but it has to be here and now.
But get this, Fabii has less time on the clock than Magnus. Queen to c2, queen to f2. That is such a crafty move, threatening e5 and trying to exploit a pin.
He was getting out of the way of some knight e6, knight d4 jumps maybe, but now Magnus is going to move his queen or defend his queen, and the black knight will still be able to run away.
Okay, Magnus thinking, clock's completely level. He does defend the queen, so another way to unpin that problem. And is it now that we see the move? Because Fabii has to win. I think he's been holding on to the moment where Magnus has not enough time to deal with that move. But has he held on for far too long?
He won't have enough time to play this move if he doesn't go for it soon. Fabiano, 2 minutes left on the clock for him. Still 7 moves away from getting any increment. He's got to move. He's got to decide on something. Running out of ideas, running out of plans, 2 pawns down.
Running out of time.
Yep. Maybe he can just start to advance the g-pawn, try to initiate chaos. He attacks the rook.
Fabii blunders a 3rd pawn.
Oh, my goodness. The queen.
2 pawns to the good. Even if Fabii wins a5, as he does, the black queen comes in. This is the final stages.
And the queen and the knight, such a power duo right there. Fabii forced to trade to avoid checkmates. And Magnus Carlsen about to win this one.
How do you draw this against Magnus, let alone win it? Fabii fighting on.
The only way you draw it is that Magnus knows a draw is as good as win. So that's your only hope.
Forlorn hope here.
Magnus, look at the way he's just put that knight at the center of the board.
And all he has to do now, Magnus, is just solidify. He can more or less just keep passing, do nothing, and there is absolutely nothing that Fabii can do with such a material deficit.
And it looks like Magnus is a big favourite to win this one, or at least draw it, which will be enough in Armageddon. We can see on Fabii's body language that he is not feeling